Good evening and welcome back to Legend Knows Football TV. As you can see, there's been an improvement. We added some artwork. Yeah, this YouTube journey has been quite interesting so far. Every day you learn a new thing, try and improve the channel, try and improve the videos, and make it more engaging and presentable for the viewers. Anyways, today's video is just going to be a summary on some transfer news that we read on today on Twitter. But before we get into that, let's start off with our verse of the day, as we always do. Today's verse of the day is from Psalms 84 verse 5. Blessed are those whose strength is in you, in whose heart are the highways to Zion. The word of the Lord is blessed and it is the truth. So, let's see, where is the news? Let's start off with some outgoings and plans that Chelsea has. Chelsea Dodgers tweeted as per Met Law, Chelsea are looking to arrange sales or loans for Jackson, Nkunku, Desasi, Vega, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell and potentially George over the next fortnight, while Aselmino has interest from Europe. So we still have quite a lot of players that needs to go. I don't know if we should actually let Jackson and Nkunku go, because the result that we had yesterday, I don't know, we couldn't break down Crystal Palace. It was just a stale performance from the guys. But anyways, if you haven't seen my match reaction, I leave the link in the description below, so you can go check it out and give me your thoughts on what you guys gathered from yesterday's performance. But yeah, these are the guys that we still have to get rid of: Jackson, Nkunku, Desasi, Vega, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell and potentially George. As for the next bit of news is that Napoli are back on the market for a new striker, as reported yesterday, due to serious injury to Romelu Lukaku. The Belgian striker suffered muscle injury and won't be available for next 3 months at least. Napoli are searching for a striker following an injury to Romelu Lukaku and are close to Jackson's camp, with talks expected to take place, although finances could be an issue. I think, as we all know, Chelsea wants a lot of money for him, so that's always going to be an issue. Simon Phillips also tweeted as per Fabrizio Romano, keep an eye on Nicolas Jackson. Premier League clubs are in conversation, and keep an eye on Italy, particularly AC Milan, only if all conditions are deemed acceptable. So yeah, we don't really know where Jackson might go, but I think he's definitely going to leave the club this transfer. Let's move on. This is just on Xavi Simons and Garnacho. RB Leipzig Sporting Director Marshall Schaefer on Xavi Simons. A transfer will only happen if it makes sporting and financial sense. If not the case, Xavi will be an RB Leipzig player next year as well. So if this guy is saying if it makes sporting and financial sense, so does it mean that they're also thinking of keeping the player because he is a valuable asset to the team? So it doesn't matter the price that we give, the money that we offer, they might not let him go. That's what I'm gathering from that tweet. But anyways, further, Dodgers tweeted as per Met Law, it is anticipated that Chelsea will accelerate moves for Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho once one or both of Nkunku and Jackson leave the club. So everything depends on the outgoings for these two guys to come in. But let's hope it happens soon, man. We really need some spark up front, especially the type of player that Xavi Simons is. I think he will be able to break down a low block or even just take a shot. Let's continue. Enzo Maresca believes he has no like for like Levi replacement to build attacks and wants a centre back. Chelsea decision makers disagree and have told him to find an internal solution because their checkbook is closed for centre back. So Maresca feels the solution is not internally and he wants to go to the market. But going to the market isn't easy, especially with the kind of setup that we have at Chelsea. We want young players, someone that's maybe even 22 or less or younger. And the way Achiempong has performed yesterday, it might even make it even harder for Maresca to go to the market because, these guys just see that, but there's a player that coped yesterday. Why would they want to sign someone new? But I think we should get someone. Man, it's a conundrum, but hopefully it gets resolved. And as we've seen, Maresca, he knows how to adapt to certain situations in terms of making the right decisions in which player needs to get into the team and which not. So yeah, let's hope it doesn't bite us, doesn't come back to haunt us, this decision from the Chelsea board not to go out and buy a centre back. Anyways, let's move on. Gary Neville had his say on Chelsea. I think Chelsea will have a very good season, but you're not looking at João Pedro and Delap in the same light as Arsenal frontline or Haaland or Liverpool. The spine is also not there. They are not ready. We're not just saying that because of today, because they've drawn against a very good side in Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think the spine is there, but the spine just hasn't, I don't know how to say, we just have not gotten there 100%, especially against the low block. The only why we annihilated PSG was because of they were an attacking team. They had fullbacks that overlapped, so we could exploit that space behind. What Crystal Palace did yesterday is that they totally just defended. They just overcrowded us. There was no space, nothing, no space to run into. But I think, as in terms of our strikers, when they get the chance, they will score. Especially João Pedro. He was very quiet yesterday. Anyways, let's move on to the next. On Christopher Nkunku, Bayern and Chelsea keep talking over Christopher Nkunku. Even today, Chelsea want permanent deal. Bayern response was, let's try and be creative. Maybe a loan with option that could turn into obligation. Something like this. Let's see next week. That's as per Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea Dodgers also tweeted, as per Met Law, Bayern Munich have held talks about a move for Nkunku, but the Germans have so far proposed a loan deal, though Chelsea hope to secure a sale. Loan him out with option to buy. It's as easy as that. It's a win-win for us. We get rid of him, especially if they can also take the wages so long until they... But we must make it concrete for them to actually be cornered to have to buy him at the end of the day. But we will see how that story progresses further. Let's continue. This is on Andre Santos. Chelsea do not intend to let Andre Santos leave permanently or on loan. Standard Sport understands West Ham have explored signing Santos around £45 million, but were immediately informed the Brazilian is not for sale. Yeah, not for sale. Good player. We need him in depth, and especially we are going to have a lot of football this season, so we can't let our midfielders go. What if Caicedo gets injured? Enzo Fernandez already looks off his game, We can't. So that's a wise decision from the club. Let's continue. This is on Eze. Exclusive. Tottenham and Crystal Palace Chairmans Daniel Levy and Steve Parish in direct contact today for Eberechi Eze deal. Understand Spurs are willing to offer £55 million fixed fee plus 5 million add-ons to get the deal done. Eze informed last week of his desire to join Tottenham Hotspur FC. What a player. What a player, man. It's between him and Reinders, like the performers of the weekend, or the guys that I saw, like you can just see Eze is someone that he's a needle mover. Any team that gets this guy will improve significantly. He's that type of player. We should have actually gone for him